All right, this needs to be quick. I got about 7 minutes until I have to join a work meeting. Basically, I'm giving you a document, a cheat sheet for the first 2 weeks of the labor and delivery, going over all the different phases of delivery, what you should be doing, what mom should be doing, and then a day-by-day cheat sheet of the first night in the hospital, settling in, discharge day of the hospital, and what to expect and what is the hardest day, etc. This can be found in the link in the description, and this is what we will be going over. Now, before we do that, I made this video already. Yesterday, I spent 40 minutes of me going over the entire process of coming up with that document, talking to Claude, an AI agent, to help us formulate it. But as you can see here in that video that was creating that document, there's no audio. There's no audio, and maybe that was the universe telling me that nobody gives a shit about the creation of the document and just to give them the damn thing. So if you want that, it's in the link below, but I will be going over it for the next 5 minutes or so before my work meeting. We're just going to go over some of the highlights, some of the things it covers, and obviously tweak it to what you want. But yeah, here we go. So real quick, the first phase, labor and delivery. This is the kind of part where your anticipation has been building. When to go into the hospital, the 5-1-1 rule. 5 minutes apart of contractions, lasting 1 minute for at least 1 hour. Obviously, if your water breaks, go in a bit sooner. Let me zoom in a bit. Can we see this okay? I think so. There we are. All right, so then the first part of labor is early labor. That's a cervix from 0 to 6 centimeters. And I'm kind of saying this like I haven't read this 10 times already. Contractions are irregular. This is like the longest part, so we got to be chill here. This is the beginning. We just want to vibe. No need to panic. And because this part of labor is not where we need to expend our energy, we have to do the pushing and go through much more pain. Not we, really, but your wife or partner goes through in a little bit. So this is the phase of just we want to chill, be cool. Next, active labor. This is where shit starts to get more intense. Cervix is dilated 6 to 8 centimeters. You got to be at the hospital at this point. This is where it gets real. And then here's some tools on what to do to help her, what she could do. Then transition phase. This is where shit's popping off. The last part of dilation where it gets to 10 centimeters. Fellas, if you don't remember, 10 centimeters is like the widest it gets. And that last part of getting wide from 8 to 10 centimeters is apparently extremely painful. That said, it is hopefully the shortest. Tips on how to do that. Pushing phase. This is game time. Baby's coming out. Do the damn thing. Baby's out. Then she has to deliver the placenta, the placenta and recovery phase. And then we have the day-by-day cheat sheet. First night at the hospital, what to expect. We're on diaper duty. If you're choosing to breastfeed, this is mom's is pretty much nursing. Questions to ask the staff. Settling in. Baby's mostly sleeping day one because they're just exhausted from the experience. They actually lose some of their birth weight, which I didn't know. Mama's feeding. You are the coordinator. You do the food, visitors, all that shit. Make sure your car seat's ready to go. Discharge day. Hardest shift begins on day 3. Hormones drop. Milk arrives. Baby wants to feed all the time. Things to watch out for. And then apparently day 4 is the hardest. So these are the days you got to know it's coming. Yeah, this is the tough one. We can do it. We can go through it. Patterns are starting to emerge day 5 and 7. 5 through 7, starting to get into a rhythm. And then you have your week 1 pediatrician visit for your new baby. And then week 2, you're getting it. It's obviously still hard, but we're finding a rhythm. We're getting a hang of it. We know our baby's cries a little bit better. Yeah. And then the last part, this is what I wanted to include, is when we can start doing shifts. And apparently, if you're doing breastfeeding, it takes a while to build up that supply of milk, so then you can actually bottle it, so then you can kind of help out with the feeding, which means that she can actually get a decent night's sleep. Now, everyone has their own kind of plan of, how they're going to do things, but if you plan on breastfeeding and you plan on allowing your kid to do it from a bottle, could help get mama get some sleep that she desperately needs. Like, you could take a 4 or 5 hour shift. I got some bottles. You go sleep, and then even trade. So yeah, that is basically it. And then when dad can take feeds, going into more detail of when that can happen, going into night structure and shifts. Yeah. So the first week, the last thing, first week you're in survival mode. No true shifts can really happen. Week 2, you can start to do some shifts. So that first week is going to be real tough. And this is why I made this, kind of have a guideline, and it's going to come to an end. For me, when I know that like there's a date, there's a finish line I can see, and seeing means like knowing that it's coming can help you get through it a little bit better, because when you're in the trenches, it can feel like it's never going to end. Anyway, that's it. I got to get ready for my meeting. The link is in the description. I will see you guys next time.